Bonjour, bonjour. S'il vous plaît. Je m'appelle Jean-Baptiste Lemoyne, sieur de Bienville. Je suis né le 23 février 1680 à Montréal, Nueva France. Nobody speaks French?
Oui, oui.
Oh, well, oui. My name is John Baptiste Lamoine, Lord of Bienville. I was born February 23, 1680 in Montreal, New France. With my help in 1698, King Louis XVI of France was able to achieve a long-held dream of exploring the lower Mississippi River and Gulf Coast regions in hopes of expanding France's control of the new continent. He dispatched my brother, Pierre Lemoyne, Sieur d'Iberville, and myself, John Baptiste Lemoyne, Sieur de Bienville, to locate the mouth to the river and establish a claim for France of all territories drained by it. I was only age 18. We met 3 French ships in the port of Saint Dominique, the Badine Nadine, and the warship Francois. After boarding these vessels, we sailed for Pensacola Harbor, where the Spanish were already building forts on Santa Rosa Island. Today, that's across from the lighthouse. Not wanting trouble, we proceeded westward along the Gulf Coast, finding Cat Island and landing on Ship Island on February 10, 1699. After coming ashore and established contact with natives near present-day Biloxi, we learned that Perdeo, Father of Waters, or the Mississippi River, lay further to the west. Moving by foot, we camped on the banks of Bay of St. Louis on April 28th, then continued westward and finally located the elusive Mississippi River on March 2. We spent the rest of the month of March 1699 exploring the river as far north as Baton Rouge, that's Red Sticks for you English, before returning downriver. It was on the return trip that we made contact with local Indian tribe who possessed a letter left with them 14 years earlier in 1685 by Henry de Tonty, who had descended the Mississippi River from its headwaters. Thus, by virtue of this exploration and the new discoveries made by my brother and myself, France was able to claim all the lands drained by the Mississippi River, which included 42% of the entire continental United States. Ooh la la! Vive la France! We camped again at Bay of St. Louis on March 30, 1699, under a Pencat. My brother's mastership carpenter writes in his book, Fleur de Lis et Calmet, we found a bay 1 league wide and 4 leagues in circumference, forming a half circle. We named it Bay de St. Louis because it was on St. Louis Day that we came there. We went ashore there and found such a great quantity of game of all kinds of animals that we killed more than 50 wild animals, as many buffalo as deer. Then we made no attempt to kill more. We had killed enough. After 3 days, we left that place. That is pretty close to the truth. We spent the month of April building Fort Maurepas at present-day Ocean Springs, the first site of Old Biloxi. We moved the site across Biloxi Bay a few years later because the soil was more stable. It was at Fort Maurepas that my brother returned to France, leaving 35 men and myself under the command of M. Sauval de la Ville-Entre, who died shortly thereafter of appendicitis. I then assumed command of the colony at age 19. I would become the second colonial governor of Louisiana in 1701 at age 21, and served 3 more times over 42 years. On August 25, 1699, I decided to explore the Bay of St. Louis in better detail, and it was at this time I decided to name it for King Louis IV of France, who had led both crusades into the Holy Land, and that being the date of his canonization in 1297. In December 1699, we established the first permanent colony in Bay St. Louis. Oui, Bay St. Louis! Bay St. Louis, which is now underwater. Thus consisting of a sergeant and 15 soldiers, thus creating the 3rd colony on the Gulf of Mexico after Pensacola and Port Maurepas. In 1701, we founded a 4th colony at the entrance of Mobile River and named it Fort Louis de la Mobile. A colonial government soon emerged, and I placed its capital at Mobile. Later, we moved it to New Biloxi. In 1718, I founded New Orleans. Yes,